My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer. All right, welcome back to the show. In this episode, we are going to continue our conversation from yesterday. Yesterday we talked about how we can't detach human nature from network marketing because it's a people business. So with the good comes the bad, right? Bad behaviors are still part of human nature, so you can't detach yourself from that. You can't detach it from the network marketing profession. Today, we're going to talk about seasons and the cyclical nature of network marketing in a way that you may not necessarily be aware of yet. So just strap in. Now, before we get into all of that, I want to remind you that our Facebook group page is live. So if you haven't joined that yet, if you haven't joined that community, make sure you go find us. It's facebook.com/groups/Path of the Network Marketer. That's hard to remember, but you can just do a search for Path of the Network Marketer. It's pretty easy to find. It's just another resource that you can lean on, go to for support if you're facing any particular challenges, and if you're looking for an outside perspective. That's my intention, right? Building a community where we can kind of raise each other up, support each other, empower each other, and just help each other build the network marketing business of our dreams. So again, it's facebook.com/groups/Path of the Network Marketer. Okay, so just diving right into today's topic, cyclical nature, right? Like we all know, I think, are already aware of, the annual cycle in network marketing that affects sales, right? The winter cycle. Well, we're in fall cycle, right? Like fall harvest, going into the holiday season. We're closer to the holiday season. And then, of course, you have the New Year resolutions, things like that. You have spring leading into summer months, et cetera, et cetera. So, that's the cyclical nature in network marketing that we can kind of ride and use to know where people's heads are at in order to kind of make our sales more effective. That's not what we're going to talk about today. The seasons and the cycles that I really want to talk about is the cycle of startups. Right, the cycle of company launches. It happens about every 12 to 18 months in our profession. And again, I've been in the profession long enough to kind of see this happen over and over again. And we happen to be in that season right now, right? Like as we speak, there are at least 2 to 3 startups that are either in pre-launch or have already launched, and there are probably more than that. I'm just aware of those 3. So with this cyclical nature of a new company starting up every 12 to 18 months, it draws out a very, very specific behavior from human nature. Again, we can't detach human nature from network marketing because it is a people business, right? So what this does is, and I love that there's new companies launching all the time. Like that just means more opportunities for lives to be changed, right? For lives to be improved by this amazing profession. Again, the thing is, right, the drawback of this is that it does encourage, or it draws out a specific behavior, and that is behaviors where people are really just want to capitalize on it financially, right? Of course, naturally, like launches and startups, there's a lot of excitement that goes behind that, and with that excitement means a lot of potential momentum. People want to get in on the ground floor of things, and I'm not immune to that. Like that definitely attracted me long ago, especially early in my career when I wasn't seeing results, when I wasn't making any headway in all the effort that I was putting into building my business. So I was very much attracted to the startup equation. In fact, 13 years ago, I joined a company that was in startup, right? I joined a company launch, thinking that it was going to be the answer to all my prayers, right? I was busted. I was broke financially. And so I was turning to whatever solutions that I thought I could find. And part of that was thinking that getting in on the ground floor of a company would put me at the top of the tree. And again, it would answer all my financial prayers. So I got in on the launch, and a lot of people had a very successful launch in that company. They came in, made a ton of money. I didn't. I didn't. There's no getting around it. I failed miserably. I didn't fail. I just didn't have the success that I thought a launch would give me. So that really to me just like yeah it woke me up to the reality that launches aren't necessarily the answer. And yes, you can take advantage of a launch, yes you can hype it up because it is a hype train, right? There's a lot of excitement and energy that goes into a launch, especially if you're in a pre-launch phase and then a launch. You can build a lot of momentum that way because again, that hype train is real. However, outside of that, yeah, well, there has to be some substance beneath that in order for it to be sustained. There has to be strong leadership. There has to be good intention underneath. And is it really changing lives, or are you just in it to capitalize on that launch? Again, for me, I learned because I didn't have the success that I thought I would have. I learned that there was so much more to winning in network marketing than just riding the wave and riding a cycle of a launch. I'm still with that company, so I will put that out there now. Again, because I didn't see the success I thought I would see at launch, I just got to work. I kept working. Actually, never stopped working, but I kept working on the things that I needed to work on in order to really have the business that I knew I deserved. Right? I worked on my skills. I worked on my personal development. I worked on my leadership, and eventually all of that started to catch up. And I worked on one of the biggest things that I really pride myself on is developing a skill of being and staying connected with people, right? That connectedness, that compassion, that understanding really makes for a strong ability to serve people, and that's really what we're all about. And all of that exists outside or independent of a company launch or of a startup equation, right? Now, the drawback is, again, it brings out that behavior in chasing these launches because it is a hype train, right? And with hype trains and with excitement, you can make a lot of money. And it attracts those kinds of patterns, it attracts those kinds of behaviors. And because people do make money, there's a lot of people that were with me at that launch. Well, not with me specifically, but with the company that joined us at launch, who left shortly after, who left within the next 6 to 12 months from launch, because you had to get to work, right? You had to get to work and build communities. Many of those people that left, that saw massive success at our launch and left, have been with as many companies in as many years, right? Again, it's a cyclical nature of these launches. They happen every 12 to 18 months. And so, a lot of people build their careers on these hype trains of these launches. It's kind of an unfortunate thing. Again, it's not a judgment on how you make money, right? Like how you decide to create income and put food on your table, that's completely up to you. It's not wrong or right. It's not good or bad. The unfortunate part is that the company themselves never get a fair deal, right? Like it never get, like, that's why I won't say that's why, but a lot of companies don't survive after the first 12 months, or let alone the first 5 years, because the distributor field comes in, it pillages and plunders the launch, and then ducks off to another launch, right? Because again, the pattern and the behavior, the cyclical nature of these launches attracts that behavior and draws it out of people. So it's unfortunate for the company, and therefore it's unfortunate for the lives that could potentially be transformed, right? As a result, if the company can't last, then it ceases it loses the ability to change lives and affect people's lives in a positive way. So that's really the unfortunate part of it. Again, it's not a good or bad or right or wrong situation, and people's participation in these launches is not right or wrong or good or bad. The jumping from company to company, I won't make that judgment. I have my own opinion about it. However, put food on the table the way you want to put food on the table, make money the way you want to make. Just understand what the other mechanics that's happening, and really the ramifications of participating in these cycles in the way that some people participate in these cycles, right? So that's my message for today. We're going to close it out tomorrow and talk about really, the difference between good sales and manipulation. So you're not going to want to miss that. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. If you're not already following the show, make sure you follow the show, subscribe, whatever it happens to be on the app you're listening on. And beyond that, well, stay tuned. Be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.